Sounds like a good plan. If we sort of look at some forecasting ahead in the future, do you have any ideas that you would like to share now that you think you are very bullish on going forward in specific sectors or specific industries?
So even though I kind of changed my hat in September, I think my message from all the reports we sent out in July and the oil tanker webinar in early September is still quite, or some of them are still accurate. So for oil tankers, I believe we are seeing the signs in the Arabian Gulf of more activity. And for me, it seems like such a no-brainer because the order book is so low, so you have transparency for the next 2 years, and at the same time, OPEC Plus are expected to increase by 400 million barrels, 400,000 barrels a day going forward. I personally think they will have to stop a bit in the first half of 2022. They are communicating that they will just keep on increasing. But regardless, you will have a lot of new oil coming into the market, and you see, I think oil prices topped $80 a barrel today. So obviously there is demand for more oil in the market. We already see then the winter market is coming in October usually and lasts until February approximately. And then for dry bulk, I'm getting a bit concerned. I have to say. So after I kind of changed hats in September, and then I was free, not bound by all this restriction as an analyst in terms of trading. So I actually sold a lot of Golden Ocean at 100 crowns plus, because going into first quarter is usually low season, and this year you have the Beijing Olympics coming in, and they want blue skies. They want the TV pictures to be perfect, so they have cut the steel production already, and they will cut coal consumption. I expect them thermal coal will be cut. So you have all these kind of factors pulling the brakes going into Q1. And then you have the gas markets, which are just unbelievably strong. I don't really understand why freight hasn't really started moving yet. Or I saw LNG started moving yesterday, so I think we are probably in the innings, and LPG has started moving over the past few days as well. But I mean, to move a ton of LNG from the US to Far East right now, it's the economics in that move is immense. But I mean, we have energy crunch across the world going, or Northern Hemisphere going into the winter right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Europe is lacking energy, Far East is lacking energy, and the US is lacking energy. So there's no inventories to draw from coal, LNG, or natural gas, and so on. So I think it will be a bumpy ride for the next 6 months in terms of electricity prices and so on for people. But I think it will transpose into freight for gas as well.
On a sort of confidence scale, what part is sort of the hardest thing right now to get your head around in terms of how confident you are of a specific scenario playing out?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'm a bit surprised on LPG, because LPG prices in the US are so high, so you don't have the arbitrage that you see on LNG. So I'm looking to inventories in the US. We would like to see inventory bills in the US. Well, I think the biggest uncertainty is in my head. Dry bulk is kind of, we are extremely high, and for me, I think dry bulk will earnings in dry bulk will collapse into Q1. I think you could see in Capesize earning below $10,000 a day over the next few months, and now we are around 60 to 70. So that if that plays out, that will surprise a lot of people, I think. But that's just temporary, and then you don't have any fleet growth in the next 2 years, so it will just be a temporary dip. But that could be a big opportunity if that plays out. Share prices will likely be taken by surprise by this earnings movement. And I think a lot of generalists, which have been moving into the segment over the past few years, we have seen the capital flows. I think a lot of those guys will think, oh no, this is just like 2015 all over again. What's going on in shipping? We can't invest in this, too volatile. We just have to get out and take our returns. They have made a lot of money already, so that could easily happen. You see capital outflow from shipping if in such a scenario, but it's a big uncertainty. Big uncertainty.